Today I'd like to do another video as part of my Vehicle Preps video series, and this one's going to feature my signaling module. Now, in most other emergency kits, like a bug out bag for example, the items for signaling are mainly meant for individual rescue in an outdoor situation. So having something like a whistle, maybe a signal mirror, maybe a smoke flare, just to alert other people of your whereabouts. In my vehicle, I consider signaling items to be items that will help make myself more visible to other drivers, especially in busy traffic, for example. So if you're on the side of the highway, you have a flat tire, maybe you just got in a fender bender, maybe your car just died and you're pulled over on the side of the road. I just want to alert the other drivers that I'm there. Oftentimes when you're on the side of a busy highway, you might be better off just calling a tow truck or AAA, for example, to get you out of that situation rather than go on the side of a busy highway and risk yourself as you're trying to change a flat tire, for example. It's not really worth it. You're taking a situation that's very minor, like a flat tire, into something that could be far, far worse, like any kind of fatality thing, for any kind of driver that's not paying attention. That's what I'm mainly worried about in a vehicle roadside assistance situation. It's not really my own skills in doing whatever's needed to the vehicle, but just the other drivers possibly not paying attention, whether they're on their phone texting or just on the, not paying attention to that given situation. That's what I'm most fearful about. So oftentimes I would rather just call AAA and get me out of there quickly than have to change a flat tire. But every once in a while you have to do that. And I want to be able to make sure that I'm properly alerting the drivers of my position, both in daylight and in the evening. So we're going to go over the items of my signaling module. It's kind of broken up in two different cases, and let's start that now. The first item that we'll go over are the Magnatech Smart Flares. I recently did a product review of these particular emergency roadside assistance LED flare kit. So let's open it up really quick and talk about it in a little bit more detail. The Smart Flares are a modern design to the standard emergency roadside flare. These ones are battery operated. They run on 3 AAA batteries each. You have 3 modes with them. You have a blinking red mode, you have a solid red mode, and then you have more of a lantern or flashlight mode. They have a magnetic tail to them, which allows you to mount them to the side of your vehicle to illuminate your vehicle, or you could also mount them to the included stands that will allow you to stand them up vertically along the roadside, so to help alert oncoming traffic of your whereabouts. And they work best in the evening. They're very bright in the evening. You can see them at a great distance, and having that blinking red, it really draws your attention if you're a vehicle and you're for standard road flares, that's just kind of a solid and you might not notice them as well. That blinking red really is noticeable in the evening. So these would be used more as my primary alerting for oncoming traffic and other vehicles and my whereabouts in the evening. So it'd be the primary use for the evening. I also included 2 of these clip-on LED safety lights. These are designed for joggers, bicyclists, and they clip on to your clothing, however you want to attach it. And I wanted to have these so in a roadside assistance situation, I could clip these on my body. These are designed for the vehicle or the road. These are designed to have on your person to further help illuminate where you are at. They run on lithium batteries, and the best thing about them, frankly, is that they're very affordable. These ones run around $5 each. You can get 2 for $10, I believe. These ones are made by a company called CGEM. I'll provide a link in the PDF document. Of course, I've included a PDF that you can download. It has all the information for everything that you're going to see in this video. This one has various modes to it. They have a blinking, a solid, and then more of a slow blinking mode. So again, I've included backup batteries to these in the previous electronics module that we saw in Tier 1 in this video series. But these are just, again, designed to clip on your body to help illuminate you as you're working on maybe a flat tire, for example. So some LED safety lights. Continuing on, I've also included a backup to the Smart Flares, and I'm just having the standard emergency red flares. These ones are made by Orion. Actually, the expiration date's already expired on them, but they still work, and they just are a tried and true method for alerting vehicles. There's a reason why law enforcement officers and semi-truck drivers, for example, always have these included. They work when wet, they work if crushed, they're very reliable. And the only problem I have with them is that they have kind of a short burn time. So if you're trying to fix something over multiple hours, you have to have a lot of these. But I have these as more of a backup. And for example, if I was in a situation where I was helping out someone else that I didn't really know, for example, I could use these to help alert their vehicle and make sure that they're in a safe situation before moving on my way, instead of using the LED version, which are a little bit more expensive, that I probably want to use just for myself in that kind of situation. So 2 standard flares. The next item that I have included is just a very inexpensive headlamp. This is made by Rayovac. This is kind of my go-to inexpensive headlamp to use for various kits. This one is around 50 lumens, I believe, and it's very affordable. It's just $10. You can spend a lot of money on headlamps, and I find that these ones work very well for the various kits that I need them for. It's plenty bright enough, and I've never really had a problem with them. The headband's not the best. It's kind of a rubber headband, but for this kind of kit, it works just fine. So again, this is just to help illuminate, for example, changing a flat tire, going underneath the vehicle, and you want to have your hands free still, just having a headlamp included. So this is the Rayovac headlamp. The last item included in this particular module is just a safety vest. This one's made by Nico. It's the Nico safety vest, front zipper, high visibility. It meets ANSI and ISCE standards, and it's just it's a good quality one, although still very affordable at between $6 and $7, I believe. And I just really like it because of the fluorescent yellow. It's very visible. You have high visibility in direct sunlight, in foggy weather, dusty weather, dim light conditions. You also have some reflective bands here for helping signal where you were at in the evening situation, or if the light's getting a little poorer and maybe you can't see the yellow, you'll definitely see that if a light is shining up against it. And again, these are very common for truck drivers, bicyclists, construction workers, and it just works pretty well. Right now I just have one included in here. I like to include a second one for Miss Urban Prepper, just in case. So I just have a safety vest. The final item to go over as part of my vehicle signal module is an orange triangle kit. Now these are a little too large to include in that yellow e-bag storage case, so they're going to have to be stored in their own separate case, but I definitely think that they're a worthwhile item to include. So they're just stored separately. They could still fit underneath the seat with no problems. This particular version is made by Deflecto. It's the Deflecto Early Warning Road Safety Triangle Kit. Comes in a 3-pack. They're reflective. They run for around $30 on Amazon. And these ones have a lot of nice features to them. Number one, they're on the heavy side. They have a nice heavy base to them, so you don't have to worry about them blowing over with any kind of strong gusts of wind, for example, if you're on a highway. They collapse in with each other, and they kind of nest inside of the orange case that's included with it. The case has some nice features as well. It provides instructions for how to deploy these in various situations, and it's written in both English and in Spanish, so in multiple highway situations on how you want to space these out. In general, you want to have 40 paces distance between each one of them to properly alert an oncoming driver of your whereabouts in a roadside situation. And then also on the triangles themselves, they also include instructions for how to deploy them. So I really like that. It's included on the case and on the triangles themselves. The triangles have a nice reflective ribbon that kind of goes around it, which is really nice, not only in the daylight for when the sun hits it, but also in the evening when a light hits that. It really shines them and they become quite visible in the evening. Although these are primarily used in my vehicle signal module as my daytime alerting in a roadside assistance situation, but they could also be used as a secondary item in an evening situation. For example, if we were to use those smart flares in conjunction with the Deflecto triangle kit, you could have those smart flares illuminate that reflective ribbon that goes around them to really make them shine and stick out in a roadside assistance situation. So again, they collapse in with each other and they kind of nest inside of the case. They're very easy to deploy. You basically lift up two of the sides of the triangle, and then you have an attachment point at the very point where they easily connect with each other, and then they're kind of locked and loaded. You have to do a little twist from how they're included with the base, but it's very easy to use, easy to deploy. They're very large and they're very noticeable. So I highly recommend including a triangle kit, even if you can only fit one triangle. That's at the very bare minimum, that'd be very nice to have. Although I like having the 3-pack on it, so you could provide a great amount of distance from your actual vehicle. Again, you want to provide oncoming traffic and other vehicles with plenty of warning that you're on the side of the road. So if someone's not paying attention, for example, maybe they're texting or something like that, you at least give them a lot more time than if you were just to have one triangle set up right in front of your vehicle. Having 3 of them at 40 pace distances will be the more preferred method. That's going to do it for this video featuring the signal module for my vehicle preps. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching it. So this is just the current state of this signal module. I'm still testing various products just to kind of find the best solution long term to go with. So for example, on the smart flares, I'm also testing some other puck style designs for safety flares. Although right now I'm going with the smart flares for this particular module. I've included a PDF document that you could download by clicking the link in the description box below. It has a list of all the items that you've seen in this video, what the name of the item is, the brand, how much it costs, where I purchased it from, and some comments on why I chose that particular item for this signal module. So again, this particular module is designed to alert oncoming drivers of my whereabouts in both daylight and at night. And some of the items could be used in parallel or in conjunction with each other to add even more visibility. So again, for me, it's all about alerting oncoming traffic that I'm in a roadside assistance situation. So please leave any comments below in the comments section regarding this video. Maybe you could list some of the items that you like including in your vehicle for alerting oncoming drivers. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video as part of my Vehicle Preps video series, and this one was featuring the Signal module. See you guys next time. Today I'd like to do another video as part of my Vehicle Preps video series, and this one's going to feature my signaling module. Now, in most other emergency kits, like a bug out bag for example, the items for signaling are mainly meant for individual rescue in an outdoor situation. So having something like a whistle, maybe a signal mirror, maybe a smoke flare, just to alert other people of your whereabouts. In my vehicle, I consider signaling items to be items that will help make myself more visible to other drivers, especially in busy traffic, for example. So if you're on the side of the highway, you have a flat tire, maybe you just got an fender bender, maybe your car just died and you're pulled over on the side of the road. I just want to alert the other drivers that I'm there. Oftentimes when you're on the side of a busy highway, you might be better off just calling a tow truck, a AAA for example, to get you out of that situation rather than go on the side of a busy highway and risk yourself as you're trying to change a flat tire, for example. It's not really worth it. You're taking a situation